In sync.
Freedom Renegade Radio. Let's go. Holistic Meditation, MC Monkey D.
Can't get me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Bro, it's been a fucking day.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Dude, it's been a day just trying to get this thing started today. It's been... some people, for the viewers, for the listeners out there, you fucking have no idea what might go into getting this. Just get in the train on the goddamn tracks for the day.
Yeah, we were going to use these. We lost the microphones that we used to go shoot in the park. So then we came back here. Then the equipment for like our computer wasn't connecting correctly, and it's been a whole morning. You know, we should have had this shot about 3 hours ago.
Dude, I always get this idea in my head, like. Ideally, I just want to get here, get going, do the live, do the podcast, like on days like this, do the live, do the podcast, get here, get going at like 8 if we show up at 8. Just get going at like 8:15. Fucking finish one of them by like 9:30, 9:45, then do the live and get done by like 11:30 or noon.
We all automatically...
And it never fucking happens.
We automatically got to push that back 30 minutes because you'll be... here at 8:30, not 8.
You're a bitch, dude. You're such a bitch. Dude, I actually have been getting annoyed with myself about that lately. Because I was late to the chiropractor like a couple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, dude, it's bleeding into the rest of my life.
You used to tell everybody, I'm never late. I'm never late.
I never was late, but lately I've been late. I've been late everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. I'm late to work, I'm late here, and I've been late to with the chiropractor. I was like, this isn't good. Like, at least I'm acknowledging it.
At least you're acknowledging it, but thinking that you weren't in the past like 10 years.
Dude, I wasn't.
It's just becoming a reality in your mind.
Nah,
now.
Dude, I've actually been like consciously I've just been drained a little bit and just like, I don't know, just a little bit drained and behind all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So I got to adjust that shit.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do. I just got to adjust it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're working 2 full-time jobs, so it's understandable.
I'm just tired, but there's no excuse to be late everywhere. I'm fucking going, dude. I'm like 10 minutes late everywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes here, it's even later.
30 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. I'll sleep in. I'll fucking text you.
I'm just sitting here like, motherfucker,
I know. Like, I'll wake up at like 7:50, like late.
I was late for the first time the other day.
It happens, but for me, it's been a consistency of disregard.
Yeah.
In a little bit, you know? And that's not kosher. I shouldn't treat life that way.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even put this on my podcast.
No, it's funny. I was just thinking the reason I was late the other day because I was fucking driving through before I come here, I always get up early and I just take one lap through the parks real fast. It takes me about 15 minutes. And when I was going through there, I don't know what happened, dude. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it to the bathroom. I was like, I'm going to shit myself for the first time in my life, dude. I really felt that way. I was like, oh my God. I don't know if I can fucking make it. Like, it was emergency. I'm flying through the park at like 45 miles an hour, dude. People are looking at me like, what the fuck? Because I know there's a porta potty up at like the second park I go to. So I'm just like, fuck, I'm going to shit myself. And so by the time I got there, just ran in there. And then I opened one. I had to go so bad and it was so dirty. I was like, not that one. Went to the other.
It's like a festival bathroom. You're
dude,
like,
there's nothing more disgusting in the entire world than a festival bathroom. Nothing.
The only thing.
The second day of a festival.
You know what I'll give you. That's the number one. You know what the number 2 is?
What?
A wrestling tournament, a freestyle wrestling tournament bathroom.
Really? I never thought that they were that bad.
They get fucking blown out all day by fucking little kids that are nervous as shit to wrestle, dude. Their guts are like bubble guts.
I've never noticed that ever.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I swear to God.
Dude, something I'll never forget. In wrestling tournaments, even today, I bet walking a freestyle wrestling tournament of kids that are like serious wrestlers, like what we were doing.
Yeah.
They're fucking blowing up.
Yeah.
They're like, their guts are pouring out. They're nervous. The nerves.
Yeah.
I remember I'd shit like 5 times in a day.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I don't remember
like,
that.
no exaggeration.
I believe you.
And I like, my bowel movements are like once a day.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, I'd be at a tournament just fucking tearing up the bathroom.
And I couldn't wait to just weigh in and go to McDonald's and get an Egg McMuffin, dude. For real, that was the most. We'd get there and I'm like, I just want to go get some food, man. I'm just tired.
It's so funny the lack of like diet information we had.
Mom and Dad took us to McDonald's every day.
No, yeah, dude, we'd go to we'd fucking slide through the Maverick at like 6 a.m. to go pick up all the kids for the tournaments, all the people that would carpool with us and shit. Dude, that was actually what Dad did, dude, was fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, it was for us at the time, obviously, to raise it, for us to be involved and to be to coach us, but he fucking put this whole freestyle team together for years on end, and would fucking drive to all these tournaments all over the fucking states. And all over the state every single fucking weekend.
Yeah, he literally built the entire freestyle wrestling program in Jerome when we moved there.
I know.
They didn't even have one. It's kind of crazy.
And they still have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that Dad that started the
program?
program?
Yeah, it didn't even exist before that. Dad started it, and then Jess Argyle started running it after that, and then somebody picked it up after that.
No shit?
Yeah, he literally started it. I remember him getting the shirts order, and God, those are some ugly oranges, dude. But you could spot our team everywhere in the entire gym.
Yeah, you really could, dude.
It actually was like helpful in that way, but there were some ugly oranges.
And it was one of those things I always remember, like, because, as kids get put out in the tournament, they change clothes and shit.
Yeah.
But the people that are still wrestling, they keep their gear on.
Yeah.
And you would always see, like, Derek Jarrett, like us, we would be still rocking our fucking team shirts because we're still on the mat, you know, like deeper into the tournament.
Yeah.
Like Derek Jarrett always had one, Blair would have one on, like Riley would have it.
Yeah.
Like we would always, and you'd see it just slowly but surely people would change out of their orange gear and shit, and we'd have a fucking couple people from different teams still checkered in there,
hanging out,
and you'd realize all the tough kids from all over the state.
There's always the same kids too. Well, now I'd be up there eating Snickers and trying to fall asleep in the stands waiting for the next match. It's amazing, like how if you wrestle one match just right now, how drained your body would be, and then some like big tournaments, like wrestling 8 to 10 matches in like big tournaments. It's crazy that your body can make it through that. 2 matches is insane.
The most I ever wrestled in a freestyle tournament was 9 times.
Really?
I wrestled 9 times in one day at the Idaho Express tournament that I won.
That's what I'm saying though, is like the
9 fucking
do you remember
matches,
the feeling,
dude, that's a huge tournament.
Do you remember the feeling on your neck after you'd be just getting out of half Nelsons or just wrestling in general, but like your whole body is tired and just boom, 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 going, you know?
I remember in Mountain Home one time I wrestled a kid from Highland, and he fucking ended up beating me, but I kept shooting in, and he putting me in a 3/4.
Yep.
And that fucking 3/4 was pushing my head down.
Yep.
I kept just driving into it, dude. The entire match, he beat me like a point.
Yeah.
And at the end of the match, I couldn't lift my head up.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that feeling.
I was like, I can't lift my head up.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking.
The neck's dead.
It was fucked up.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of, in general, just like 9 matches is crazy to wrestle in one day.
Yeah. That's like a lot of matches. Typically, it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it depends on the tournament. Still, anything over 1 is a lot. You know, like I was listening to Chael talk about the fights this weekend, and he was just harping about the Olympics and how like you can never really get because Joe Rogan actually here made this point recently that like the Olympics is a scam. Because they don't pay the players. Like they got Snoop Dogg out there making like fucking $500,000 a day just to be there.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, and they're not paying the players or the people, the athletes, anything. And Chael was making the point like it's not a scam because we know what it is. Like a scam, you have to be getting tricked into something. Like you know what you're getting into. It's just shitty people that run the whole thing. But he was just going through. He's like naming all the sports that have nowhere to go, and the Olympics is like all that there is. But he was like, going through basically all the sports and just saying like by far wrestling is the hardest sport that there is. As far as like just the toughness that's out of everything. It's just if you've done it, you fucking know. It's just like there's nothing that compares to all the other sports as far as like getting through a practice, getting through matches. It's like a fight, dude. It feels like a fight almost, It's very similar, but it is kind of crazy though that like none of the athletes get paid at all to be in the Olympics.
If you win, I don't know how true this is, but I did mention it to you the other day, but I saw a thing on Instagram showing side by side what Americans get paid for a gold medal and what Chinese athletes are getting paid. Yeah. And I could be a little off, but the American one was like 37. It was like 37 or 84. I can't remember. It was below 100,000. And if I remember right, it was below 50,000.
Yeah.
And the Chinese athletes were getting like 800 and like 70,000.
But my question,
insane.
My question is because the Olympic organization's not paying those people. That's like secondary payment from somebody that's supporting the athletes.
And just like I was saying, this is coming from their nation of origin.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's coming directly from like America's like, okay, you win, we give you money as a nation.
Yeah, I don't know about even that.
Like, there's I don't think
there's a pool. I think there's sponsors for everything that probably pay for that stuff. But even the, what was I going to say? Even the people that are there that take dead last in like in like one of the races or something. the amount of time they've put in to be there and the amount of money the Olympics makes from the people, like from the TV deals and shit, it's crazy that the dead last person is the best and from where they're from, and they don't make a fucking cent off of it, dude. Like if you win, if you win, like gold medalists will have a future that they'll get paid to show up places for the rest of their life. You know, and that has like some payment to it, but that's not the Olympics. That's just you being a star and people wanting you around. You know, like
there's like only 2 Olympic athletes I can think of. Actually, 3. That girl that got in trouble for smoking weed.
Yeah.
That
Simone Biles.
I can't remember. She's just that sprinter.
Oh no, never mind.
The sprinter. She got disqualified for smoking weed last time or something.
Yeah. No, I think that was in college though. Was that? Anyway,
something happened in her career where she got in trouble for smoking weed. Yeah. She won a race and then got disqualified because she had tested positive. I think.
Yeah.
And so that girl. Then that little short girl that was in gymnastics, I think there was like...
She got in trouble for Adderall.
Was it? I thought that something happened.
She showed up to like China or something and it's illegal to have it out there and she has a prescription for it. And yeah, she got in some kind of trouble for having it.
Was there something that happened with like a sex abuse thing with her? And
no, I don't know about her.
Maybe that was just in the Olympics in general with
there was something recently that happened. Yeah, there was like a volleyball player this year that people have been freaking out about that like got in trouble for I don't even want to say it on the podcast, the R word, when he was like a 12-year-old when he was like 16 and he's playing in the Olympics right now.
There was a doctor that was like doing something, touching people a couple years ago, I'm pretty sure too.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I could totally be making.
You were trying to name.
I know. I'm still on it. I'm still on it. So that girl, that Simone girl, is that her name?
Simone, Biles.
Yeah, that little girl, that other one I named, and then Phelps.
Yeah,
those are the only 3.
Jordan Burroughs I can think of.
Jordan Burroughs. He is the wrestler.
Alexander Karelin.
But they took that out of the Olympics.
Alexander Karelin, fucking what's his name? Rulon Gardner. All those were like pretty memorable.
I guess you're right. Yeah. That Rulon Gardner match was like epic.
It was epic, but even the way he won was like a new rule that they added, and hands got broken. It was like they added it that year. It was like that's the only time that dude ever lost, and even then he lost to like a weird thing where they added a new rule where if the hands were broken, they get a point, and so he broke the hands and got a weird point and beat him in like a really
off way
in an A way, but still,
he's from Kimberly.
I know
that's crazy, dude. Yeah. I'll tell people that from the store.
He's missing his toes.
No,
he got stuck on while he was riding not 4-wheelers, snowmobiles, and had to hike out like miles and miles and got frostbite so bad. But he lived, but getting out, he lost his toes because it was so cold for him getting out where he got lost. Yeah,
that's a hell of a hike.
Yeah, dude, he lost his toes and he still won.
That's like Mr. Matthews slipping and getting his toes cut off by a fucking
lawnmower. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, shit, fuck it. You know, I'm gonna change the topic a little bit and go back to what we initially started on, but we gotta get like that organization shit we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like start getting this thing started, dude. Our fucking organization. I want to get that flow down to where we're just like in that flow all the time, and it's like steady, you know, with the organization and the execution.
Yeah, we have way too much stuff going on all at once, and trying to get it all done is becoming quite a task.
I feel like we're in a place of funneling, sifting out shit, and executing on stuff that's more dialed in, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll just take it in stride.
I'm in this freaking loop of on YouTube shorts of like Marvel and comic books and shit like this. And did you know, this popped up for me yesterday, did you know there was a Hulk before the Hulk?
Mm-mm.
There's this dude, his name was Tyrone Cash. He was the Hulk's boss. So he's like, he tested the gamma shit or whatever on himself before Hulk even got a hold of it. And he could control the Hulk. He was better than like, you know, because the Green Hulk.
He could bring it out.
The Green Hulk was like,
anger induced.
More angry he gets, the stronger. This guy could control when he would go back and forth, and he was like, he could control his consciousness still while he was the Hulk. And he started going and robbing people in Africa that were like criminals, and he was taking over organizations and robbing them, and then the Marvel people are aware of him, but as soon as they became aware of what he's doing, they're like, we got to stop him, but nobody can stop him because he's just destroying anything that gets in his way. Like there was apparently a giant fight with like a bunch of the Marvel characters, and he just destroyed them all. And then the way that they fucking get this guy is they have Blade chase this guy down and hypnotize him so that he can never think he can go back into the Hulk. And so they get him tricked, and they Nick Fury, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Nick Fury fucking kills him right on the table. He doesn't know he can transform over, so he kills him. But Blade hypnotizes him. I was like, whoa, dude, it's fucking. There's worlds full of like Wolverines too, like dark Wolverines. Like, you've seen that?
Oh, no, I haven't. But those comic books are fucking all over.
All over, dude. And then I saw too that, like, Stan Lee, the guy that wrote a lot of those, like the comics,
he created a lot of those characters.
Yeah, I was listening to him talk about this. Apparently, he really liked this idea of Spider-Man, and so he like comes up with this whole character and pitches it to like the publishers and stuff. Like, I had this great idea, and they're like, this publisher is like, dude, nobody's going to respect a teenage kid, and everybody hates spiders. Fuck no. Like, that's the worst idea you've ever had, like, literal exact words. So he's like, fuck. And so he makes his next comic book, and he slides Spider-Man just in there a little bit, just like drops him in there as a character, but nothing big. And the comic book takes off. The series that he particularly put him in takes off. Then a few years later, his publisher calls him, and he's like sitting there with somebody that wants to fund this whole entire a whole series, and his publisher is like, hey, remember that idea that we both thought was really good about Spider-Man? They really want to do it now, so I think we're right, we should do that now. And like, Spider-Man blows up, but the publisher calls him, pulling some shit like that, like, hey, remember that idea I really liked and you liked too? Fucking douchebag.
Because he's sitting in a fucking meeting.
Yeah, and looking like a dumb fuck now, because Spider-Man's like ends up being one of the best. He's a dope ass character, Spider-Man's a fun character.
Yeah, like, in my opinion, before all the Marvel stuff started happening, Spider-Man was like, he still is like one of the most popular characters.
Yeah,
but in my eyes, he's like one of the cool ones.
Dude, the Wolverine ones, I saw like the top 5 list of the strongest Wolverines. There's some out there that are just like insane, bro. There's one where Wolverine kills every single X-Men. He kills Hulk. He kills everybody. Like, nobody can stop him. He just fucking, and he's like a rage monster. He's not like a good guy. He's actually like an evil guy. And he just murks everybody. No one can touch him. And he was the second strongest one. There was another one even stronger than him that just like nobody can control, and he's just like dark evil, dude. It's the Wolverine story is such an interesting one. There's all these different planets with him all over them and shit. It's kind of cool.
I think I think it's cool is you digging into it.
I just wound up in a freaking hole in YouTube because I watched one video, and so they think I like it, and it's just running me into it. But I am starting to like it, dude.
It's cool to watch you, like, to see you try to like get a little bit immersed in it.
Yeah.
Like the storylines and the characters and what they're about, what they do, their backstories and shit.
I've always really liked Wolverine as a character. I don't know what it is when I watch the X-Men shows, like Wolverine just is such a dope ass character, but from what I hear, they never do Cyclops real justice. Apparently his character in the comic books is a fucking badass, and they never actually give him the shine that he is like in the actual story.
Really?
Yeah.
And this in the cartoon I remember watching from like the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being him and like they portray it fairly well, I think, with Jean Grey and Wolverine and Cyclops, like the little love triangle and shit. Because I'm pretty sure that stuff that goes on the cartoons as well.
Yeah.
So I think that they.
In the cartoons, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think they translated it all, but I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty positive it's the same thing. But I don't remember Cyclops being like extravagant.
Yeah, apparently he's like crazy powerful and like a very important character in there. But I heard the X-Men like 94 or whatever, there's like a cartoon out that came out recently.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, I heard that thing's amazing. Because it's a cartoon. I haven't even tried to put it on. I saw clips and I was like, I don't think I can get into this. It just didn't suck me in like real characters. I don't know what it is. There's a barrier for me with some cartoons, but
I think that's the one I'm referring to.
Okay.
That I would watch it on like 4Kids TV and shit back in the day, like growing up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the one we grew up with, and it's actually not bad. Like they have a good story.
There's a new one though that just came out. You're talking about that?
No,
That's what I'm talking about. There's a new.
94 though.
Yeah, it's like X-Men 94 or 87 or some shit like that. Like it's like there's a number next to it. I don't know. Saw Adesanya talking about it, and he was just like hyping it. He's like, it's so good. Like, but it just came out like in the last couple of years.
Okay,
maybe in the last year.
It's not the one I'm referring to.
Oh, okay,
The one
okay.
I'm talking about is from the 90s.
Yeah, this one's brand new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be really good.
They always redo the stuff like that and just take Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and redo that shit.
You see the new one?
The new movie?
Yeah, the new. Well, it's like came out like while you were in prison. There's a kid one. They're kids.
No.
It's fucking awesome.
Really?
It's great.
I do.
That's actually cartoons too. It's a cartoon, but it's good.
I do remember the night before I got moved from the county jail in McCall to the actual prison. The night before I left, I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie though.
Oh yeah,
the second one on the tablet.
Ooze?
Huh?
Which one was it?
There's the one with Krang.
Okay.
It was like a new movie.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking remember watching that night, dude. Going to bed and fucking actually being like a little bit like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're gone, dude. Get me the fuck out.
Life was like, we'll wait for him to say he's here, and then we'll go.
They say that in prison, dude.
Yeah.
They say once you they're not going anywhere until you settle the fuck down.
Yeah.
They're not good and they like their mind just does crazy shit in there, so the people will be like, they're watching you. If you're fucking antsy, they're not moving you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, shut up. Like,
You're like, I'm fine.
I know. Like, we're looking at the cameras. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a fucking ride. It's amazing how fast time moves on the outside. I've been out for 4 months already.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, I remember being there for 5 months. And it was just like years. Like it felt like the 4 months that were gone by felt like a day.
Yeah.
And they're the 5 months in there. You count every
Trust
fucking
me, I know.
second, dude.
Getting on freestyling by myself every day was like fucking torture after about 5 months. It was like, God damn, dude, I can't believe I still have another 7 months of this. Like
the emotional pain I felt in there was unequivalent. It was the only thing you can equate it to is breaking up with a fucking, like having your heart broken. That's the only thing I could equate it to. And I did actually want to bring this up on the podcast. There's one thing I've noticed, just like in life, and also through the stuff that's been going on in my personal life here in the last couple of weeks, that's been like bothering me pretty much. I fucking noticed, I became aware of this feeling in my heart of like what I'm going through right now. And just how my heart feels as far as like bearing heavy emotions and weight, and how I'm managing it. And I kind of took a step back and looked at it in a different perspective from the past. And in terms of like when I first broke up with my first girlfriend in high school, it tore me up pretty good, And I remember my junior year in high school. During the winter, it was a tough winter for me, just like emotionally, and how heavy those emotions weighed on my heart and how effective it was, how much it affected my life. And then how much, right now, what I'm feeling too is like a heavy emotion, but my spiritual strength, I realized, has increased like multitudes. And partly from just life, and being able to mature and grow and deal with these emotions. But I realized, like, I felt it. I was like, oh, there's a lot of heavy weight on my heart, but I'm stronger. And I can navigate through it more properly.
Yeah, I think it's easier too when you get, as you're getting older, your purpose when you're young is like, it feels like it's wrapped up in that relationship. And when you get older, your purpose isn't always with just a partner. It's like you have a different purpose in life, and you feel like if you feel like you're going towards your purpose in life, then the relationships can come and go a little easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back then, there's nothing else going on in your life but the relationship, and it's like you're just so wrapped up in that small thing, that when you lose it, you're like, no.
Yeah.
It feels like the end of the world. But when you're doing something different in life and you're okay with yourself, you can kind of move forward without. You always are going to feel the pain, but knowing that it's all okay still.
It gives you wisdom and understanding of what happens in the process of relationships if they do come and go.
Yeah.
Obviously you would like to have one that lasts with somebody that you care about, but as you grow in life and you go through relationships, you become accustomed to that process a little bit more. So it can callous you, it can close you off too. But if you're strong spiritually and you can remain open, then it can be a catalyst for growth as well.
Yeah, especially when you don't fight it. It just seems like fighting it is like you're discounting what life is trying to do. It's there, and so the harder you try to change it, and the more you try to avoid it, the worse it gets. And you never actually like see the blessing that it is. You know? So it's like, I don't know. That's life in general. It's like I was watching a video yesterday, a little short that was like from Matthew Kahn, and he was saying like, you are the way. You've never been off the way. You've always been it, but you have the ability to imagine what ifs in your mind, and those what ifs will always clash with what actually is. And so these what ifs in your imagination are really cool, but they're always imagining other things that you should be doing, but life has you right where you're supposed to be. And this entire time you've been imagining where you should be rather than just understanding you've always been exactly on the path and going exactly where you're supposed to be going, no matter how bad it got and what you thought it should be. You are the way. The world knows exactly what it's doing through you.
I think a lot of times takes away a fidgeting energy if you are direct in your conviction and you're focused in your conviction. And you're like, I'm moving this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not flailing all around in your energy.
Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference in it.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. The mind is an interesting thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you can just go all over the place with asking a million questions, but if you know and you have resolve for what you're doing, whatever that may be, then you'll walk that path and stay on it,
Yeah.
And you'll move from A to B a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah, and it's like, think of all the things right now internally. Everybody in the world is like not wanting to feel. Like, imagines the mind state switch to like, oh, this is exactly what's supposed to be happening right now. What is this? The squirming goes away. You're like, you become a little more interested in it without being like the avoidance. There's things everybody's trying to avoid on a daily basis, but that attitude switch of being able to just like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm going exactly where I'm supposed to be going. My mind doesn't have to change. My body doesn't have. I'm doing it how it's supposed to be done, and not fight with it. Everything that's like covered up that you're running from, it opens itself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost you a little bit when I sneezed.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It reminded me too of like I saw that Quentin Tarantino was talking shit about Robert Downey Jr.
Why?
Did you see this? He was like, he'll never get another role that means anything. He's like, everybody will only see him as Iron Man. He's not going to be in another successful.
George Costanza himself.
Yeah, he's never going to be successful in any other way. Then there's no way for him to be. They're only going to see him as Iron Man. And then he did like Dr. Dolittle or something, and that flopped. And then he did Oppenheimer, and that's like he won a Oscar.
He's in Oppenheimer?
Yeah, he won apparently got an Oscar for it. It took off and blew up, and Robert Downey's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Was he talking shit back?
Yeah,
to
he
him?
was just like, I knew I could do it. That's why I left. He wanted to go do something new.
But now he's coming back as Doctor Doom.
He's coming. I think he's actually coming back as Iron Man, isn't he? I just saw.
He got revealed as Doctor Doom.
Really?
Yeah, they did like a big reveal. He walked out with a fucking Doctor Doom. They did like a Doctor Doom reveal,
Yeah.
And they had a guy in a costume, and he stepped forward, and he fucking took his mask off, and it was Robert Downey Jr.
Interesting.
And he's gonna play Doctor Doom from a different universe. I don't know how they're tied in or what they're gonna do, but they got him. They're trying to save.
I want him to be.
They're
Iron
trying
Man.
to save that multiverse shit, dude.
The
stuff I saw online about it. They're like talking about a lot of flops that have happened, and people they're really just frustrated with the direction and how it's not really direct, like a direct way.
Yeah.
And that Deadpool movie that just came out, they're really putting a lot on that to like save the fucking whole thing.
Dude, that's made a lot of money. That's for sure.
A lot of people were excited about watching it. I watched it.
A lot. You watched it without, yeah. But you know what's interesting?
I watched it.
You know what's interesting to me is like I was listening to Ryan Reynolds. Is that Deadpool? Yeah, he was saying they purposely release these like
misleading
these
trailers.
leaks that make you think this is what it's going to be, so that people are like going down different holes so they can get to the movie. Because Hugh Jackman was saying X-Men Origins got leaked like a week before it actually came out somehow. And like, I guess it happens a lot. And there was like 10 million downloads of this before it even came out. So everybody had already seen the fucking movie. And it was a great movie, by the way. But it's funny. They'll shoot whole trailers to make you think it's going a certain way. And then it's not even in the movie.
Yeah. I didn't notice any of that because all the trailers that I saw were actually in the movie.
Yeah.
But
God, I want to go see that movie.
I did
right
hear
now.
that they put out trailers that were misleading towards what the film might be about. So, I mean, the way I saw it, I'm gonna watch it again. I'll watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it too.
It looks good. So we'll see. But they are relying on that to save the fucking whole little universe thing. And it feels like they've kind of had some mishaps too. Like that guy that had the scandal happen that was playing.
Oh yeah, King the Conqueror. He played that role like a beast, man. He was a great King the Conqueror.
And they were on a good.
I loved his character.
I was kind of like, I wasn't excited about the King the Conqueror shit. I wanted someone that I felt like was just really fucking like.
I've seen Denzel might take it over now.
Oh, he'd do great.
That's what I've heard.
He'd do great.
Yeah,
he'd do better than the other guy.
That other guy did a fucking damn good job at playing a crazy.
But they didn't have me wrapped up in it. Like you know how Thanos, they moved up to Thanos and they they beat up like that.
Thanos was dope too, man.
All that shit. They built up to him. But the Kane thing I felt like was like they needed someone above that. You know, the Kane thing was like a build up and I felt like they needed someone like Galactus or someone that's just like fucking a terror, dude. Yeah. You know, maybe I'm getting a misinterpretation of how badass Kane actually is in the comics.
Yeah, I think they're still building to it. Like,
but that's what I mean. Like they're on these road and then they get fucking derailed with that shit.
I know. I don't want to.
And then the rest of it's kind of like off with the multiverse stuff. Like it's an exciting, like idea.
Yeah.
You just got to execute it, but it brings all these different possible variables into it because you have like infinite characters from all over the place. You almost need that. You need to dial it in with like badass characters.
Yeah, and stop expanding.
Almost.
Dude, they need
you have to have a balance of what you're using, what characters you're using, in which regard and where.
They really need Iron Man in there. I think he's my favorite character in the whole series.
But he's done it for so fucking long. They're trying to develop new people like Spider-Man.
He's made $500 million.
I think Spider-Man's a good one to use as that development to take the Iron Man role over. Yeah. But I don't know if he's necessarily quite filling those shoes as far as excitement from the fan base.
Ah, man, Iron Man just has something nobody else has.
Because it was the beginning. It was right when they started in 2008 making these fucking movies. Well, the Hulk actually was the beginning, but they started making the movies, and Iron Man was a good one in 2008, and they just expanded off of this one thing and turned it into something awesome. But now there's a lot happening within the Marvel universe, so they kind of have to. They have that. What's that when you have too many options?
Apathy.
Yeah, you have like apathy of options, and it's like they can't decide where to go on with it almost.
Yeah,
and there's too many cooks in the kitchen, probably.
I don't think anybody could because to me in Marvel, there's always somebody that seems like they have a little bit of control, like a father figure, and Robert Downey Jr. kind of carries the energy of coming up with the plans and trying to figure it. Like it always seems like can be a step ahead of the other people that are wild geniuses on the evil side. Without him, to me, there's nobody that like reins it in and brings like a comfort to the series. And his character, to me, it brings like this like great I don't
unity.
know. Yes, unity to it. Like and it's crazy. I don't know, because he's like, you saw the last one where he's like, the AI is getting crazy and he tries to use the AI, to talk about. But I don't know. I think his character, it needs to be there as Iron Man. He's fantastic at it. I don't want to see somebody else play it either.
Yeah, and I think they're really trying to just do away with it. He was kind of done with it. I mean, can you imagine playing the same role for fucking, what is that? It's almost 20 years, dude.
He made $500 million off of it. 500 million.
I'd hold on to the role.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how you'd feel, because you got all the money you're ever going to need.
Yeah, it's true. That point, you almost want to do it from creative.
He's expression. Like 90. Yeah, exactly. Like Ryan Reynolds was saying that. He's like, the great enemy of creativity is too much fucking money. He's like, and there was another part. There was two parts to it, but he's like, when you get too much fucking money, you just lose your creativity. It's like there's a part of being in the ground and making things up and not being too fucking rich.
Yeah,
yeah,
I do. I think you have to have like a gauge of.
I wish I could remember the second part of that. Go ahead.
Of what?
What he's saying. One part was the enemy. There's two parts to the enemy of creativity. One was like too much money, and the other one was like, I can't remember what it was.
Boredom.
No, it wasn't it.
That's probably his friend.
Huh?
I was just saying boredom's probably his friend.
I see.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember. Anyway,
I can't remember what I was gonna say right before that too. I was saying something. Whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marvel Universe, fucking badass shit. Dude, that makes me hope you'll get into One Piece though, dude.
Yeah.
That's what you need to fucking do.
If they made live actions, it'd be easier.
They do.
One though. There's like one.
Yeah, and they fuck it up.
I know, and I ask you when you say they're fucked up, I know you'll watch them.
It's not bad, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. They fuck it up.
You can't do the same
I can't
thing.
believe
you can
Oda
with
let him put
cartoons.
Garp in there that early. It annoys me. Whatever.
That Van guy was saying the same thing.
Who?
Van.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah, when we were in Mexico.
Stupid.
You could
dude.
tell he was like deep into One Piece too. He liked that shit. He's like, might be the best show ever written. And he was like, you could tell he
Do you
watched.
know it's the #1 show in the world?
I believe it.
Like in 2024, I saw a thing. It was like One Piece and a few other super popular shows that you would probably like House of Dragon or something.
Yeah.
You know, and One Piece is fucking #1. It's popular as fuck, dude. Like you got to get into that shit.
I started a little bit of it with you, and then
You watched like 3 episodes.
yeah, but then you went to prison. Like
that
a
was
little
like
bit later.
years later.
Not that much. It wasn't that much longer.
I was living with you, and
Yeah.
well, that was 2 years later
Was
that I went
it?
to prison. Yeah.
Okay, well, you were living with me, so we just started watching it.
We got to get you into that, dude. You'd fucking love it.
I'm sure I would.
You would.
It's a lot. I got a lot of time right now. My Hero Ultra Rumble's taking up all my time.
I want to get my shit connected, dude. I'm annoyed about that.
That game is I would like to see what character you would like to play because I think there's one I have in mind. I think you would like, but man,
I like that box guy because he can die. It's hard to kill him.
It's hard to kill him. That guy's.
I feel like I could help you with him by boxing people in and shit.
If each character, all you got to do is find one. If you find one character you're good with, like you can. If you're an expert at that character, you could kill everybody. Like it doesn't matter. Each character has the potential to be in crazy good, dude. There's this guy that shoots these massive laser beams, and as he charges up through the match, dude, sometimes he almost kills you in one shot. He just opens up his chest and shoots a beam. It starts like this big, but by the end, if he's charged, it's like massive, dude, and it just murks you. I don't know if my character has a weakness to him because he just gets fucked up by this guy. Every time I see him, I try to hit him and run because I can't ever kill him.
You gotta
dude.
get the fuck away from that
Yeah,
beam.
he's powerful, dude. There's a one chick though. I think she spins these cars and like lifts cars
You
up
were
and
telling me
slams them.
about
I
her.
think you'd like her. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're telling me that she fucked up a whole team the other day.
Yeah, I've seen people be really good with her. It'd take you like months to get to where you could like get the controls down. But
And that's the thing.
The game's
I
fun
want to
enough.
like since you're playing it, I want to play it just to like cause I have fun
Yeah.
playing games with you like that, like Overwatch we
Yeah.
used to play. But I don't want to invest the time into it.
It's been the only
I
game.
do not want to put a month of my time
Yeah.
into a game at all.
Yeah.
And then to be like, oh, I'm gonna put time into this so I can get good at a game.
I was looking.
It's a fucking waste, but it's also fun.
It is for me. It's like after we do all this and work all day, like for me, it's nice to go and make some food, chill with Carly, and just fucking play some games. You know,
If
like,
you're on your relaxing time and you've done your work, there's room for it.
But the game itself is like, I was looking for a new game to play because I was over all the other ones. I'm like, I'm kind of over this. So I'm like, let me find a free game to play because it is free. I got that one. I was like, this is kind of stupid looking, but it has high ratings. I'll give it a shot. And as like I was playing it and just losing. It took me like 100 matches to win one time, and I just wanted so bad to win. It kept pulling me in and pulling me in. Then I found a character I liked. I started getting better with him, and it's like it's still fun. I could play it for hours, which is I usually can't do.
And you got me excited about it, and I've never even fucking touched it.
Yeah, it's a fun game,
almost-
but it's hard. It's really, really, really hard.
We'll see.
That's the fun part about it. That
Because
it's hard.
it's so difficult.
To win, dude. It's like right now, I think we started a new season. I've played like 56 matches and I've got like 10 wins. So I'm actually way above it because my last season I was like 417. I got 17 wins and played 400 matches.
Damn.
This time I'm already up quite a bit.
If I start playing, you'll just get pissed at me because I suck.
Nah, because we won't play ranked and we'll get better together. Like you can learn. I'll practice new characters with you.
I want to get my fucking internet hooked up.
Yeah.
I do not want to have to deal with that shit either.
It'd be a one day thing that's really simple. You just got to have the day to do it.
I know.
You could do it today.
I know I'm going to after
Yeah.
we get done. I'm going to
Yeah.
call them and see if I can just go drop the shit off. and
Yeah.
Hopefully fucking switch it over.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I need, but whatever. I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
dude, I was last night. I haven't been sleeping very well the last couple nights, and like at all. I've been getting like I probably got 4 hours of sleep last night. When you called me, I was literally or when you texted me, I was about passed out. I was almost asleep, and it went. Vrr. I was like, fuck, I told Chris I was going to be asleep. I looked at it, it's 9:30. I'm like, that little fucker texted me at 9:30. I told you I'm going to be asleep by like 9 o'clock. You text, you up? And then I'm like, something going on? If it's for the internet, fuck you. What if it's something else and you need some help, you just need to talk to somebody, let me know. And you're like, it's all good. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I sat there stewing. I was stewing for like 2 hours, dude. I couldn't go back to bed.
And it's funny when you say that too, because as soon as I saw the messages and you're like, everything you said, I was just like, love you. Yeah. Like I knew you knew. And then I sat there and laughed to myself.
I was calling you because you didn't respond. I tried to call you.
Right when I texted you, right when you called, yeah. But I fucking started laughing out loud because I was like, I know what happens when he wakes up like this. He's not going back to sleep.
I didn't, dude. I didn't go back to bed actually till like 12. And then I slept till like 12:45, woke up for an hour, went back to bed for like an hour and a half, woke up, and it was like 3:30, and I was wide awake and couldn't go back to bed. I was like
pissed at me.
No, I wasn't mad at this time because I actually got a little sleep and I couldn't fall asleep. So I was like, at least I fell asleep or got some sleep. I went into the kitchen and I was like, there was these deviled eggs Carly made. I was like, I could take some of these and put myself to sleep. So I ate 4 of those and laid down, and by like 4:30 fell asleep. Yeah. I hate eating late, but
dude, I've been fucking loving being at this new house down on the East End, dude. Like just going home and fucking having a fridge to open up and having a nice full fridge full of fucking eggs and good fucking greens and healthy foods and shit. And I just something to keep it cool. Like going from being everything I went through from 2021 on after we got stem cells, moving on and just bouncing around and not having like a home, and then going to prison and shit and living like halfway homeless and like recluse. Like I fucking just having the fridge and then putting the shit on the walls. Like since I moved out of my old house in 2021, I haven't had stuff on the walls. It's been like 3 years and a couple months.
Yeah.
And when I put the shit on the walls the other day, dude, and got the TV put up and started hooking up the Super Nintendo to play Mega Man.
You're making it a home.
Dude, it fucking felt so good.
Yep.
And I walk in there, dude, it's like nice and clean. And I'm like, I fucking love this shit.
Yeah.
It's like life again, dude. Life is like wide open again.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
fucking love it.
I was listening to somebody talk about Prince the other day. Like they're at Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian. They're like, have you ever met anybody and you were just like taken away? And he's like, only one person. He's like, well, I met Prince. He walked into the room with the 2 most beautiful women you've ever seen, and they were both holding incense sticks that were lit, and they were setting the fucking smell in the room. And when you looked him in the eyes, you're like, he was a magic man. Like you could just, you just by looking at him, you're like, this guy's a fucking alien. Like it's crazy. And he's set every room he would go into, he would light these new incense and set a certain smell, and he smelled a certain way, and he looked away, and he was just magical. But where he's going, he's like setting the space, like the intention and the feeling he wants and the smells he wants is the same at your house. Like you're setting up your house according to what makes you feel, how you want to feel. It's like and he's bringing that shit with him.
That's what I was just saying. He's taking it everywhere. He's like, I got 2 fucking goddesses carrying this candlesticks, dude.
Yeah, I've heard they also said like somebody else really famous was on there. They said, man, they met Tom Cruise the same way. Like if he's ever met you, he'll remember your name every single time and have a conversation with you. He's very kind, but they're saying when you look him in the eyes, it just seems like a fucking magician or something. He's just like magic, dude. There's just something about him that's like, but he's like, every person and there was like 6 people there that had met him, and they're like, I'd only met him one time. He remembered the second time I met him, he remembered my name. Every person, he remembered their name every time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he's just like conscious like that, I guess.
That was in a book I read when I was locked up called it was by Dale Carnegie.
The 7 Effective Habits.
No, it wasn't the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It was How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one.
And that was one of the things that guy talked about, what Rothschild did to build his fucking empire was when he'd meet somebody, he made sure he remembered their name. And he would fucking meet someone and he'd go, like, whatever their name was, he'd like associate it with something he knew You know, just like I said the other day with somebody to you.
Yeah.
You associated with somebody, and then he would take fucking notes. And like if whatever he talked to them about, if it was their family or for like kids or whatever, he'd take fucking notes on it. And then when he came back to meet this person again, if he knew he was going to a meeting with them or whatever, he'd refer back to his fucking notes.
Yeah.
And then he would,
feel
and
comfortable and wanna do business.
that was how he fucking would warm people up, because he'd come back in and remember them, remember all these fucking details, and he wouldn't talk to them necessarily about business. He would talk to them about them and earn trust, build rapport, build really, really good rapport. And some people might think, to me, that's a super, super intelligent way of going about business. And actually, you know, there could be, you could be doing it to, because you're super like 48 laws of power type of mentality and approach, but you also could be doing it of like, you know, like I'm building a good business and a great foundation and relationship with this person. Yeah. You know, like, it could be either or, but either way, it's fucking genius in my opinion. I mean, and because that's the way I work. I work like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Cruise read that and probably incorporated that. You know, he's got that Scientology shit. So.
A lot of people have. It's a super famous book. A lot of people for sure have implemented that, but it's super intelligent because people want to hear them, and that's one of the things that it talks about in that book too. They want to hear themselves talk. So like one of the points that it made in that book was people will, like if you're going out and socializing with people, when you go out and just, if you're talking to somebody, if you talk to them about them, like ask them about themselves, they'll talk to you all day. And like one of the stories it gave was that, you know, they'd go out and fucking talk to people and ask them about themselves or whatever and just let them talk. And they would just talk to him and he wouldn't even fucking say anything. And then they would go on and be like, this guy's the best guy. I had just such a great conversation with him, and blah, blah, blah. And really all it was him listening, and being a good listener. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I really think that those points are intriguing for when enjoying. I enjoyed what I picked up in jail from those books that I read, and I've been enjoying reading since I've been out, since we did the I Began too. I really felt a curiosity for it and excitement towards getting home and just like picking up the book and reading. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Did you see Chino XL died? Yep. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know. How did he die? I don't know. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find it. It's probably, I wonder if it was like drugs or overdose of like. I know. He was only 50. He's pretty if he's 50 and he's that jacked though, you're right. He's probably juicing, dude. Yeah, and that could be part of it. I don't know. But I was like, damn, it's kind of crazy. Zion I, Chino XL. It gives me reflectiveness towards life, dude. This shit don't last. Yeah, it ends. This shit does not last. Like, even like when I think about that and apply it towards today, like coming and trying to get the fucking podcast going and the frustration you go and like how, you know, emotionally you're like, internally you're like, fuck it, dude. Like, just go home and just chill. But then underneath that layer, you're like, I'm not going to fucking do that because I'm going to be pissing myself all day. You know, it's like the whole thing. But then in the big picture, like why, how we want to live, because we're going to fucking die. Yeah. You know, so I would prefer to keep trailblazing. Yeah. You know, and be aware of that concept because it comes and goes and we don't know when it's going to end, how long we'll be with each other. Yeah. You know, that's a scary thought. I know. I went through the whole thing on Ibogaine. I went all the way to the end. I bet you did, dude. I did. It's funny, I didn't go any of there. I just rode the ride, dude. I was like, yeah. No, it's like that's where it took me, was to the end of my life. Like to the played out every single person dying and the deep despair that you feel when the people around you are gone, you know, and who like it's like really introducing yourself to who you are without relationship to people. And it was like, there's a very deep, you could feel the pain of that in such a way, but it makes you appreciate the people around you too. It does. It took me on the dance of life. Yeah. Like it showed you the end, you say? Yeah. It showed me the beautiful dance of it and what it is, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's the same thing. It is. It's just the exact same thing, actually. It is. But it's just like one's looking at it from the ending perspective and one's looking at it as a present perspective. It was more just like understanding like the moment of life is very, very important. Just right now, you know, wherever the right now is, you're there, and it's like important for you to enjoy it because you're always going to be there, but not the things that you love. You know, it was like breaking attachments. Really, it was like helping you understand, reconnecting yourself with your soul because
you're the only thing that will be there always. And the time that you're putting into trying to please other people that are around you when you're not making yourself happy is like taking away from it a little bit. But also you need to realize like everybody around you is going to die, and you need to fucking be as loving as you can throughout your whole life.
Yeah.
To yourself specifically, but that will reflect to them too.
It gives that deep awareness of the present moment.
Yeah.
And how you're living it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you are doing with your life, who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
What you are doing in a moment to moment basis, and being how present you're being and aware you're being of the beauty that life holds in all of those moments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's super, super divine and beautiful, but also at the same time like so deep and like on those psychedelic levels, it touches you so deep into that heart space, and after you do it you can almost tap back into it and feel it, and it makes you like hyper aware of those realities and making those interactions beautiful, like flower, you know.
Yeah. You know, like the infiniteness of the universe and how all the possibilities are there, you know. So there's like the possibility that you're aware that myself like a million years from now is aware of my life right now, and like watching it, and like it could pop into my life. It's funny. I've always wished I've invited it multiple times, but like if you could fucking hear me, come back right now. Like just pop in right now. That'd be cool. No, just like my future self. Like,
okay.
Like my future self way down the line. I've tried to invite it, and then I heard recently that Bill Gates threw a party for himself as a time traveler, threw a massive party for himself to come back to. He actually was like, I think it's possible. I'm going to throw a fucking party for myself to come back to this moment. And obviously, no, I say obviously, but who knows? Maybe he popped back in like, hey,
it's possible because he knows. He's like, I threw that party at that date.
Yep.
Anytime in the future, if he was able to access it, he would know.
Come back.
I threw that party. I'm going back.
Yeah, that'd be funny. But it's interesting. He did that, right?
That'd be cool if some old man was just chilling in the corner. some of that
so
fucking
times.
Marvel, fucking Captain America type shit.
Yeah,
you know,
he whispers in your ear something that only you would know.
The mouse is under the cabinet.
The mouse in your pocket.
Oh my God. He knows.
You almost need to write yourself.
It's not my dick.
You almost need to write yourself a code that nobody will ever know, like fucking serendipity, and you fucking tuck it away somewhere, or like serendipity 692. You tuck it away and only you would know. So like that person, if they walked up and whispered it, you'd be like, it's you.
The numbers.
Yeah.
16, 17. Oh my God.
It looks like we've been shooting about 50.
Fucking hit him with some Ace Ventura shit.
Yeah.
New England clam chowder.
Yeah.
The red or the white.
Looks like we've been shooting about 52 minutes. Does that work for you?
You want to wipe? We can wrap it if you want to.
Yeah, we can. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, you guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. We're the Freedom Renegades. We'll be back next week. I'm sorry we missed last week for you guys. We actually did do a podcast, but it was with another person, and we're just waiting for that episode to get aired. So you guys will get one from last week, just not last week, unless you're a time traveler like Bill Gates.
We actually got to do another one this week with like some big health podcast that wants to bring us on. I can't remember the name of it, but we're going to do that Friday. That won't be for us, but we'll be on another person's podcast. Again, we did the Ibogaine one. Freedom Renegade Radio podcast. What was it? What podcast
15.
was it? 15.
All right. You guys have a good day.
All right. Wait.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah, I set my sight on the spectrum and let it reflect the sunlight so the night know they come correct. You see, life is a track and it's more than a check. Yo, it's all about honoring the feeling in your chest. Who the best?